fun.
Let's talk about facial hair.
The most fun you can have with hair.
Only a couple of us have facial hair.
Yeah, I hate facial hair.
Now that's my cuties in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think we could talk about this a little bit. So maybe Spencer, maybe you start off. So I know that you, and you said it already, like you were kind of dependent on, shaving your head because you knew you wanted to get a beard to kind of offset that. How long did that take?
I don't know. Like I've tried it before. Like there have been, I had gone like 2 weeks or whatever without shaving, and it didn't really look that good after 2 weeks. But at one point, I'm like, you know what? I'll just keep it going. I think it was like I don't know. I don't remember what was going on, but I think it partly started out of like apathy, where I just went like a couple days without shaving, just because like I out of apathy.
You started out with, because I remember, I think at the Blokes 1 year party, the beginning of 2000.
That was my debut.
Yeah, you had more of like a goatee kind of thing because the sides hadn't really grown in yet.
Oh
right?
God damn it! Pigs fucking died. I'm not gonna play this game on stream next week. I can't do this by myself. This game's not fun. I'm solo. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Just get Scott to play. Yeah.
Wait, this is for Xbox too, right?
But
what?
Yeah,
no, this is my PC.
Cross-platform.
Oh yeah, this is cross-platform. Yeah, hey.
Oh, I love Animal Crossing.
Actually, Jason, if you get it, I'll get it.
There you go. It'll just be pirates on the highest on the 7 seas.
But you had a goatee. Like, so when the sides start getting in there, like, were you ever concerned? Like, what if the sides
kind of. Yeah, kind of. Like,
because your dad has a goatee.
He does, but I think that's just like a stylistic choice, not like. That's where
like a middle-aged white guy.
Yeah, but no. So I mean, I think that's the part that grows in more heavily, and at a certain point, I just had to just let it get volume because it's still not like the fullest in my cheeks. I mean, it's pretty full, but it's not the fullest. But it has enough volume that I can kind of hide it. The thing that that I was worried, I just didn't know really how to kind of like maintain its shape early on by myself. So that's why I went to the barbershop. I'm still not like the best at it, but it is something that I'm more confident in, and probably won't be going to the barber to pay for that service.
And what do you do? Do you just take clippers, or
I just got some clippers, and yeah, I just do like kind of like a 3 or 4 on the sides or whatever, trim like my mustache by just with a little tiny like attachment that they have, and again, it's not like super clean or whatever, as clean as it was when I went to the barbershop to get it done by a professional. But it looks good enough, especially as other people have said right now, when it's like, who am I trying to impress? This is like the most that people see. So it's like if I fuck it up, the people in my classes or whatever, or like you guys in this tiny little window probably can't tell. And if you can, don't tell me.
You've said this in previous streams or pods, and I don't think you've said it so far. Hopefully not. But like you say, like with the masks, like you have to keep it a little thin.
I have to keep it short, and I do kind of like it shorter anyway. Especially on the sides, I don't like it when it gets super frizzy, which unfortunately, my hair has a tendency to do. I do have like wax, and like oil and stuff, but I don't use it every day because again, I'm not going out every day.
I see. Okay.
It's
so that's kind of like a dress your thing. Is there anything you use with it for just managing it daily?
Yeah, I shampoo it. I just have like shampoo, and I just shampoo and conditioner, and I just use it in the shower.
Okay.
I've wanted to experiment with other facial hair types, and maybe this would be a good time. This is a good time to do it. But
did you ever get that Lighthouse stuff? Like they sold like the beard oil?
No, I didn't because it was too expensive. It was too expensive.
Oh shit.
So I didn't want to get it. But But yeah, I wanted to experiment with like one LRG on Instagram. He has like very cool kind of mutton chops, and I was like, ooh, I bet I could try that.
Okay.
And I haven't, because I also think I might just look like, like Erlich
Martin
from...
Van Buren.
No, I'm just gonna look like Erlich on Silicon Valley. That's what I think you look like. And I especially don't want to try to do it by myself. I'm not gonna try to like carve that by myself. I kind of want to try a mustache. Right. I might do that, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I have it because it's like I don't know how long it would take for it to grow back at this point, because I haven't like shaved it down close in years. So it'll probably, I mean, I presume it would grow back faster. But yeah, just you might see that on stream at some point.
Yeah. After we go around the horn talking about it, we should get into the whole connotation with mustaches, and it's kind of BS if you ask me, but we can wait on that.
And we always do.
The connotation with mustache, you piqued my interest now.
We'll plant the seed, and then they'll wait and anticipate. Then
you've planted your seed in me.
So for me, I've as an Asian guy, facial hair isn't something that you see very often, and so I always just thought I could never do it. When I was a kid, I did have kind of prominent like facial hair in the form of a mustache, not like very thick, but like you could see like as a kid, like I had some like.
You had a pencil mustache. You were a pencil.
And so
I wish
it grew right into his nose.
Right? And so
Number two.
I started shaving, like maybe like 8th grade or something, just because I didn't think it looked good, because again, most people who have mustaches and facial hair are like white. And also like I didn't think it would look like Clark Gable kind of thing. I didn't think it would look. And
8th
so
grade,
I didn't do
really?
it.
The movie 8th grade?
My friend Bayrod had a full beard in 8th grade.
I
went through puberty so late. Like, I still haven't gone through it yet.
It's okay. We're right there with you.
Yeah, so there's a couple times like in college or even high school where I wouldn't shave for a couple of days. I would get like a 5 o'clock shadow, but not in the sides, always just kind of in the goatee area. I think that's what might be most common for most Asian guys. And it just, I didn't like it. I thought I was almost very embarrassed. I remember one time, I think we were all going to go to the beach, and I couldn't shave. I think maybe I stayed at the house and I forgot to bring my shaver with me, and we were going to carpool together. So like I had kind of very faint goatee. I felt very self-conscious about it, and so even in college I would shave. But then I think during like my master's program, when I started working retail, working at the office, and especially at Scott Chang, I would shave like once a week, but I knew I always looked better whenever I got like a 5 o'clock shadow. So I started to like shave in like at night. That way, like maybe the next day I would have a little bit of stubble, and then like a couple days after that I would have more. It kind of added to the whole idea of like the bucket hat, or the beret, where like okay, having stubble, having 5 o'clock shadow makes an outfit look, or makes your vibe a lot more casual, obviously, because it's like you don't care as much, right?
Right.
So I kind of just went from there. And my ex-girlfriend at the time, while we were still together, she said that maybe I should just try and grow it out. And so near the end of the relationship, I grew it out. I think by like 2019, the bloke opening party, I didn't the 2 year or 1 year party for the bloke, I didn't have a beard. But then by the time we did LA Phil, for Dapper Day, that's like February, I already had my full beard. So it was like it only took about a month to kind of get it. And so and I kind of just embraced it ever since. I feel like it just works just like the middle part.
Before you would like occasionally go like just a week without shaving or whatever.
Yeah.
But
and that's kind of how I knew, like, at a certain point, I don't know if it's just puberty, because guys can still go through puberty until like 25 or something, right? Like,
and here I am at 24.
But like at a certain point, my 5 o'clock shadow moved from just being a goatee area to like the actual cheeks, and I was like, interesting. Okay, so maybe if I just kind of keep it going, it'll go. And then Jeremy says, yeah, she left you with nothing but a beard, broken heart. Kind of accurate.
That's a country song right there.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so obviously, like Spencer said, the sides aren't as thick as the goatee, like the mustache, chin area, but I think it grows in enough where it doesn't look like I'm wearing a goatee, And again, the success of the beard kind of helped me decide to get longer hair on top, so it kind of evens it out a little bit, because I don't think that a beard and an undercut really work unless you're doing the kind of like Proud Boy kind of thing, right? Where like undercut, with like the very bushy kind of beard, like the manly kind of thing. But of course, I am neither one of those things.
Bruised faced.
Here in quarantine, I actually did do a mustache because one of our friends, Doug, he had kind of a mustache, kind of goatee-ish kind of thing, but like not just a goatee. Like he still had 5 o'clock shadow, kind of a bushy on the sides, but more prominent in the goatee area for like the kind of 70s vibe, because Doug has always been kind of like a 70s inspired guy, and it looked really good on him. The mustache, again, YC, our friend, prominent, mustache guy.
Prominent mustache man.
Mustachioed man.
Yeah.
So he's known.
When I earlier in the quarantine, I was like, I remember while MJ and I were watching Mission Impossible Fallout with famous mustache haver August Walker.
Oh my god.
Or John Lark, whatever his bad guy name is. He doesn't have like just a mustache. He has like 5 o'clock shadow, but then the mustache. I was like, okay, I can do that. So I just took a pair of scissors, the thing I used to trim my beard, and I kind of shaved down the sides a little bit, shaved down the chin part, and just had a mustache, and it was okay. I don't think that I have the lip or the kind of like the hair for like a very like a mustache kind of thing. It just doesn't look the same as like I don't have white guy hair. But if you look at some earlier blog posts, maybe from like the 70s, or even like anything that I've been publishing since like March, you might see some outfits where the mustache is a bit more prominent than the rest of my beard. And it wasn't bad. I think that there was also a time where I would cut just kind of like right here, I guess the jowl, I don't know, the jowls or whatever, like the edge of the lip.
They were quivering.
To like right now where I would make sure it doesn't connect to like the goatee area, just to kind of, even if the rest of the beard is still there, it's still more of a mustache. But I have since, for the past maybe like a couple weeks or so, stopped doing the kind of just go back to like the full beard kind of thing, and it works. I feel like it's an iconic Ethan look now that I can't imagine myself doing it. A lot of people have followed me since then, and whenever I post a beardless Ethan, they're like, it looks like a different person, and it definitely is a different person.
Well, and it was like that combination, but with also your shorter, less slouchy hair. So it's like a specific look. So it's almost like a two-hander.
Yeah, and again, it's also looking at some of our inspirations. Has a beard. Chase and Matt have had like varying degrees of facial hair, and also long hair on top as well. That kind of adds to this whole slouchy take on menswear, rugged Ivy, and everything. You don't really see too much kind of undercut kind of guys, and I think for me the undercut is the only way to kind of calm my hair down. I could not do like I don't think I could anyway. So it's to me, for my hair, it's either undercut or let it grow out, and so obviously I would lean toward the more growing out kind of thing.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't mention this up top, but like the Drake's people, like, because I had like sort of that like side part short hair look, like 2018, but then like as soon as I found out about Drake's and like saw that whole slouchiness Ivy, but also sort of like the long messy hair, like especially their curly, like that was also very much a part of that whole look. So I was just like, okay, I gotta grow my hair out a little bit, at least a little bit, just like to get kind of lean into that a little bit. And it was that was huge. So they were definitely a huge influence on hair once I found out about them.
I mean, it's just like anything else that we talk about on the blog or on the podcast or the streams. It's that you have to just kind of expand your horizons and see what else is out there, so you can think, because it's all about finding the thing where you go, you know what, I could do that. It's all about finding that moment where you look at something and you're like, that can apply to me and that works. It could be a cut of trouser, it could be a particular collar style, or your hair, or even glasses. We haven't talked about glasses. That could be a future thing, because a lot of us wear glasses here. Maybe just not Spencer.
Not me. When I was a kid, I wanted to wear glasses.
I guess not all just either. But
I wear contacts, so I could wear frames if I wanted to.
Okay, well then we could, and that's another subject. Contacts versus glasses. That's another thing too. But again, it's all about finding the right way. Because for me, I grew up, wearing kind of nerdy glasses, not cool glasses, and eventually, it could be the whole Warby Parker thing. It could also be because I was friends with Raj. Again, a guy with great glasses, great hair, and a beard. Again, Raj killing it all the time. But
Raj.
it's it's one of those things where if I didn't get to meet him, I wouldn't have been able, because if I just hung out with Spencer, doesn't have the same hair as me, didn't have a beard back then, didn't have
beard back.
wear glasses. I if I just hung out with him and he was my only source of like side of sound inspiration, I would not have been able to kind of break out and experiment and try new things that work with for me in the case now, where I can't imagine what I would be like without it. So
Sure.
and that's kind of how it is. The more we talk about it, whether it's clean shaven or having long hair, short hair, it's like you only get to be confident in those looks until you try out make mistakes.
Yeah, it's all about tweaking.
Yeah. And I think
Yes. All about tweaking.
I need
Scott knows this one time back in high school where I didn't grow out my hair, but I got it thinned out. I didn't keep the thickness of the hair, and I actually got it straightened. I didn't get like a straight perm. I just got like the straight iron with it, and it looked awful. It looked like my hair was burnt.
Oh no!
It was.
And because it was very it was thinned out, and it was like pressed, and it's like, so from that moment on, this is like 2010, no pictures on the blog about it, or even I think on Facebook, but it was like I was like, oh, I can never do long hair again, because that's what it would look like. And I thought to myself, the only way to have long hair is to do it Asian style, and Asian guys have thin straight hair, so you have to get it straightened and thinned out. But of course now I have longer hair than I've ever had before, and of course with the facial hair as well. So
that sucks. It's like we have those earlier traumatic experiences, and then we like swear it off, like, "Oh, I can never do that again." But it's just like just you were younger and you didn't know, so you can never hold yourself too accountable to those earlier mistakes. You'll get better.
Exactly. I mean, again, like it's like wearing high-waisted pants. Where at the time, I write about this on the high-waisted or the wide leg pants article as well. Or even with Old Ethan, which will come out at the end of the month. It's like I always thought that you could not do those looks outside of vintage. Like it would look not just be like weird or awkward, but just like it just doesn't look modern. Like you can't you just can't do it. But then of course now when the Armory see Bespoke, see other guys do it, it's like, oh, well, it doesn't fucking matter, just like how now I feel like I don't wear period accurate clothing now, but if I did, I would still keep this whole thing, because I'm sure there were guys who had facial hair or had like messy hair back in the day. I mean, there's pictures of like Clark Gable out there with like messy hair. Obviously it's because he was on set doing a scene or something, but like
that
kind of a look, kind of a fun look, So.
An interesting thing about that, though, is a surprising number of those guys wore toupees. That hair wasn't actually there.
Really? I didn't even. You mean like the Hollywood people?
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart went bald pretty early, I think. So I think in The Wonderful Life, that's not really his hair.
No way.
Yeah, Fred Astaire. Well, it's funny because he had a toupee, but the toupee made him look like he had a receding hairline anyway. So. But yeah, his hair wasn't real.
Cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, moving on to the newer Burt Reynolds for a while. Frank Sinatra had like fake hair. Gene Kelly, also wore toupee. So
see, yeah, guys, don't.
It's funny how a lot of people vintage movie stars, but that's not really their own hair in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, again,
well, this is all mine.
That's why
you're all natural.
That's again, that's why it's always important for people to experiment, because you can't. Even though it's good to get inspiration, it's also important to again try it for yourself too. You can't just like, I don't really recommend going to like a haircut person going, make me look like this. I mean, you can do that, but like
just fuck me up.
There's an amount of self-awareness. Like,
exactly.
I didn't get it back then. I was like, make me look like Johnny Depp, and he's like, but you have straight, thick hair. He has wavy hair, and I just didn't know. I didn't I didn't know the C point. I was like to get a perm. I was just like, okay. So I didn't know that. So
it's like going to a tailor or whatever. Because like for me, when my friend Raj went to the tailor, obviously he's a very skinny guy. If you haven't seen him, he's very short. So like he gets his pants tapered like to like 6.5 inches, maybe like 7. So I was like, oh, well, that's what he gets. I'll get a 7 too, because that's what skinny pants look like. Obviously, for a guy with thick thighs and everything, doesn't work like that, right?
It doesn't work like that.
You can't just transfer those things, right? You have to find out what the leg opening works for you, what to get the drape you want. And again, that comes with both sides, right? Like you have to experiment for yourself and look to a different source of inspiration to find out what
There's
works.
good people on both sides.
Very fine people.
Oh, that was it. Very fine people.
Very fine people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to our...
Wait, can I just say a quick blurb on facial hair?
Sure.
Tell us your blurb.
That's my blurb. So
blurb.com.
Blurb.com. I have the domain. I mainly just like... I have a weird thing where I will shave it for like when it's like a formal thing or whatever, but then like let it grow out a little bit, because I had to grow it out for like when I did Les Mis, and it's just like really bad because I only grow at the mustache point, the chin area, and then like the sideburns area, but never connecting to the full beard. And the mustache, it doesn't grow in as fast as the chin, which is annoying. So I stopped trying to like just shave the chin to get a mustache, because I would hate doing that all the time. So I basically just shave it and just let it kind of grow out until it gets to a length that's kind of weird or annoying. Because I also have a weird like germaphobe thing of like having too much facial hair. Like it like freaks me out. Like it's not for me. So I like to shave it, but I don't like to shave it too often because I don't want to irritate my skin and all that stuff. Even though I'm getting better at kind of my care towards that, the Gillette single blade, all that stuff, and like the sensitivity. Yeah, so I just do it when it becomes cumbersome, and then I used to not want to shave because people were like, oh, you look like so young, you look like a baby when you do it, but it's sort of leaning into the look I'm doing at the moment,
which is baby.
Baby,
which is baby. And then when it is like kind of more grown out in the facial hair, I think that also still works for me. So I'm fine, like kind of morphing between those two looks. Yeah, then I'm BB. Backstreet's back. All right.
Backstreet is
back. Right. Watching our little stream here on the hats and hair on both your face and your head. Hopefully you guys found it nice, and if you guys are watching this in the future, because I know some people watch the stream in its entirety after the fact, some people watch the highlights. Hopefully you guys found it
the fast people
enlightening.